My besties, let's do a reading. I felt called to come on and do a love reading today, and the time went back last night. So I hope you're doing okay with the time going back. It always makes me feel a little off center. So I got a bunch of downloads here that we're going to talk about before I get into this reading. There was a song coming through. I was thinking about the time change. And the song, If I Could Turn Back Time, because the time change, we turned back time by an hour, depending on where you are. I know that some places don't do it, other places do it at a later date. So maybe you haven't turned back time yet. But the song, If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher was coming through very loudly. And it's kind of been going around my head all morning. So I did write down some lyrics. I didn't write down them all, but I wrote down the ones that I felt called to write down. So also, when the clocks go back, when we as a collective or in the world, when we turn back the clocks spiritually, there is an energy of reflection with it, which I didn't know. So what I'm getting, I wrote down reflecting. So there's someone really reflecting about this situation with you right now. And I have some very specific downloads that were coming through. If you don't resonate with some of them, it could still be your reading, but some of them were super specific. So if I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd take back those words that hurt you. So there could have been hurtful words spoken between you and this person. I don't know why I said the things that I said. Pride is like a knife. It can cut deep inside. So right away I started hearing like someone was acting from a triggered place. Someone was acting from a place of pride and ego. And I actually did a reading yesterday about shadow work and what the connection I was channeling was meant to trigger within the both of you. And I was talking about that, like sometimes when people are triggered, their pride, their ego tries to protect them and they end up lashing out or taking action from a place of fear and ego. And it could have been that you said something or you triggered this person in some way. I'm not blaming you. Maybe they blamed you. But if someone is not ready to hear a truth or someone is not ready to face that shadow, their ego kind of goes into self-protection mode and they react or they become aggressive. It's the ego trying to protect their pride. And I always say there's no shame in looking at our shadows. There's no shame in admitting when we're wrong. And I feel like whoever I'm channeling here had a hard time admitting or a hard time taking accountability for some of the things that they said. Words are like weapons. Words are like weapons, and that is the truth. But this person could have weaponized words against you. When you walked out that door, I swore I didn't care. So this could have been someone who wore a mask or acted like they weren't bothered when you walked away or when they pushed you away. They could have acted like they were fine. I'm seeing... I hear a bird. I think it's just a crow. What was I about to say? Oh, I was seeing Ross. I talked about this before, but that whole dynamic with Ross and Rachel and Friends, where she wanted him to take accountability, because he kept using the excuse, we were on a break. But really, it wasn't appropriate what he did, like going out and sleeping with someone after they had an argument. And when she tried to take him to take true accountability, his ego couldn't take it. And he stormed out and she said, we are so over. And he went, fine by me. So I feel like this person could have acted like they were okay with the ending, or they could have acted unbothered. And to bring that up, you could have also been dealing with someone who had avoidant tendencies, who was able to act like they didn't care. But I always say that catches up, the person acting like they don't care, eventually it catches up with them and they start reflecting and it hits them. I didn't care I swore I didn't care. I was too proud to tell you that I was wrong. So this person was definitely in their pride and ego. I was also seeing a bridge, and then I was hearing burned bridge. So this person could have, first of all, the bridge is about compromise and overcoming barriers and communication. But then I was hearing burned bridge, burned bridges. So this person really could have set a match to the bridge on their way out. They could have really crossed the line with you, or words are like weapons, right? So maybe they're reflecting on how they burned this bridge. They went too far and it didn't leave an opening for there to be, to overcome those barriers, if that makes sense. Maybe they don't see a way back to you because of the things that they said. Like I'm hearing they crossed a line. I just heard, you crossed a line, you jerk. Maybe you said that to them. I was also seeing a red SUV, very specific, red SUV, or a red vehicle, or an SUV. And I was seeing the moon. I was seeing an image of the moon shining through a window, which gave me the energy of reflecting. And I actually looked up the moon phase we're in, and we're in a waxing gibbous moon at the time I'm filming this. This is a timeless reading, but waxing gibbous moon, which makes me think of the gibbous moon card in the Moonology Oracle, which is you're very close to achieving your goal. I think that's what it is. I'm going to get some of those moon cards at the end of this reading. Anytime I was seeing a specific tarot card and I was seeing that moon card. So anytime I see specific cards, I like to grab the deck. I was also seeing the oyster card from the animal deck. So maybe we'll grab one from the animal deck as well. I'll have to put it out right now or else I'll forget. So the oyster card talks about someone who is who withdraws into their shell. And they could be feeling hesitant to come towards you because maybe they did burn a bridge. There is some sort of like I'm seeing the oyster card, and in the oyster card, there's some sort of transformation happening behind closed doors. And I believe to bring into balance, speak or be honest. I'm hearing take accountability. And reflecting, the year 1989 was the year that song came out, so I wrote that down. And then I was seeing ABM, like ABM. I don't know if those are specific initials or somebody's license plate or something, but I was seeing ABM, the three letters together. I guess it could be MBA. And then for initials, I wrote down RMABBJ. Oh, I have B there twice, BB. JLTSNCK was coming through. And then I also had the names Cassie, Jamie, Diane, Diana, Roger, Burton, and Ted. Really specific names. So those are the downloads. And I'm just gonna get a couple charms. And I've been, opinions are like a-holes and everybody's got one. For those of you who hate the sound of the charms, I give you a warning to turn your volume down or skip ahead. If you hate the charms, skip ahead. If you hate the volume, push mute for a minute. I have some people who are like, I love the sound of your charms, so I'm not going to mute it for them. But anyway, close your ear holes or push mute or skip ahead. Like you have the power. Use it. You have a thumb, don't you? Maybe you don't. If you don't, I'm sorry. Use one of your other fingers or your nose. So I'm going to look away. There's an S charm. There's a TS. Hang on. These caught my eye. They're in the tarot charms. TTSSI. TTSSI could be symbolic. Anyway, I'm just going to leave them in there. But I'm going to choose a tarot pin. And I feel for energy, so I feel for the ones that feel warm. I'm also living on the edge. I don't have a Kleenex with me, so because my nose has been fine, so I'll be interested to see if my nose starts running. But let's get a charm. So I'm feeling for the energy, which is why I have to stir them. So close your ear holes. If you don't like something, change it. Turn your volume down. All right, this one wanted to come. It's that star one with the black cat again. I'm going to pull one more. Aquarius energy, healing. Somebody could be... Now I'm hearing the song Yellow by Coldplay again. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. There's a big yellow star there and a black cat. So healing, hope. Hope that they can build a bridge. I'm just going to get one more. Of course, we have the Lovers. Which is interesting because I felt like getting one more. And I feel like this is symbolic if you are... Oh, I was seeing one more thing. I was seeing a heart-shaped cake or heart-shaped icing or heart-shaped latte or heart-shaped whipped cream. Could be symbolic. Maybe you have memories of drinking a latte with a heart in it with this person, or maybe you're drinking one now. Share it with me. I love lattes. But anyway, I find it interesting that we have the Lovers, Gemini energy, and then we have the black cat here releasing, healing, releasing. And it's the black one, so it could be that this, maybe you're dealing with the divine masculine, and I'm not talking about gender, not talking about gender. So, and now that I'm looking down, I see the tower staring straight up at me. So it could have been that this person, like the Lovers is about love. It's about a divine connection. It can also be about choices. So maybe this person is finally, I don't know why I'm saying finally, making the choice to heal, because healing is a choice. You can't convince anybody else to heal. Maybe you're shining right now, because I also had to put a towel over my window because the sun was shining so bright. All right, so now I'm going to get charms. Close your ear holes. Come on, charmy charms. These ones. So we have the skull and crossbones, and this skull is wearing a mask. So remember what I said. This person could have gotten words hurt, words are painful. You know, that expression, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a bunch of bullshit. Sticks and stones hurt, words hurt. It all hurts. Everybody hurts, REM. So I feel like this person could have been quite toxic towards the ending of this, and then wore a mask pretending that they didn't care that they hurt you. And now I'm hearing that song Mean. You care less and less the more damage you've done. That's somebody in their pride. We have a blue circle. So circles are symbolic of completion. And I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune, but it's symbolic of completion. So there could have been some sort of pattern with communication. Like communication seems to be symbolic in this reading with hurtful words. I wish I could take back what I said. I acted like I didn't care. Just the fact that it's blue makes me think of communication. And yeah, a circle about completion. So maybe there's some sort of pattern or cycle that needed to end by the bridge being burned and you not trying to rebuild that bridge yourself, I'm hearing. We do have the Eiffel Tower. So the tower could be symbolic. Perhaps this was an unstable connection. And if there was toxicity in this connection or hurtful words, it was bound to fall. It doesn't matter how long you tried to hold that tower together. It was inevitable that it had to fall so that these things could be removed. We have the lock, and now I'm hearing that song Locksmith. Sadie, Is that who sings it? I can't remember who sings that, but you're the locksmith. So something could be on lock right now. We don't have a key. We don't have a key. So perhaps this person feels very stuck on how to come towards you. We have a turtle, hermit energy. So this could have been someone who withdrew, or you could have withdrawn. It's also the energy of, you and this person both could have been through a lot in your life. Slow moving energy. Reflection, the hermit, so reflection, soul searching. We have this beautiful unicorn, blue, communication, could be symbolic. And it's a unicorn, not just a horsey. So you could be a high priestess. You could be magical. You could be being silent and guarded right now, working on your mission. And it's interesting. I want to mention something really quick that I was talking to my friend about last night. So a lot of people, we talk about peacock energy a lot and advanced acceptance of the self and others. And I recently went through a crown chakra upgrade, which was interesting. And when I was looking up a crown chakra upgrade, one of the things, and it's important for a divine feminine, I'm just thinking about it because I'm looking at this unicorn. It's important, like divine feminines, their crown chakra opens. And one of the traits of having an opened crown chakra is understanding and acceptance for all walks of life, for people who need to heal, unconditional love. So some people will say, like, why do you make excuses for these people? It's because I have an opened crown chakra is what I'm hearing. Also, if you are experiencing tingling at the top of your head, or even a sensation of like having a sunburn on the top of your head, that has to do with your crown chakra. I just wanted to mention that because people will ask me, how do you know when you're getting downloads? That's one way. We also have a skull here. So it's almost like I'm hearing you could see the toxicity. Maybe it was a two-way street, ego versus ego. Maybe, you both said hurtful things. But I find it very interesting here that we have two skulls. One has a mask on and the other doesn't. So you could have seen these toxic traits. Maybe you saw some red flags. But, you don't have a mask on, so maybe you weren't masking, or pretending that you didn't see them anymore. Or maybe you saw it for what it was. Whereas this person, maybe they didn't even realize what they were doing was hurtful. Unfortunately, some people are self-unaware, and they don't realize that they're being hurtful. Anyway, and now I'm hearing self-awareness is sexy. And we have what looks like an Aries skull, so Aries could be symbolic. Or I guess Taurus. It's some kind of horned animal skull. And then we have this broken heart. So I feel like you still hold a spot in this person's heart, even though you're in separation. All right, so those are the charms. Now we're going to get the cards. Actually, I'm going to start with channeled messages. So, and I'm using the Hermit Tarot channeled message, the Hermit Tarot channeled messages, not the Hermit channel tarot messages. I mess up my words like that all the time. So, we're going to get a few of these because I just want to get an idea of what's on this person's mind right now towards you. Nothing. I don't mean nothing. I mean, it was just, there was no channeled message. I was getting the cover when I cut the deck. You already know. Skull, mask off. You already knew, is what I'm hearing. Also, the unicorn. So whatever your intuition is telling you about this is right. Apparently my shirt's too big for me. Do you guys ever have that where you hang on to clothes? Anyway. So let's cut the deck and see what this person has on their mind. I'm too afraid to talk. 7 of Wands, boundaries. So they could be afraid to, I kind of feel bad for people who are afraid to take accountability. Like, imagine. So clearly this person is feeling apprehensive about coming towards you. There's definitely something about communication. And maybe they're afraid they're going to hurt you again. This love scares me. Lover's energy, a lot of people, to me, 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups is kind of like sweet, mutual love, soulmate love, not many triggers is what I'm hearing. But lover's energy, it's intense because it does teach you lessons. And that's why so many people, when they get into a lover's connection, they feel like something, like it's not right, because love shouldn't be this hard. But lover's connection is, to me, an energy divine, meant to teach you something about yourself, meant to teach you a lesson in self-love, meant to teach you how to make choices. Actually, the Lovers in reverse also talks about someone who is afraid to take accountability and chooses not to. So this person, still in their ego, right? You could also have boundaries up with this person, especially with that skull with the mask off. So what does this person want to say to you? What does this person want to say to you? What does this person want to say to you? Okay. Do you even care? So burned bridge, right? They're reflecting on this, wondering if you even care anymore, if they come back in, or do you even care about them? And this is their fear and ego. Remember when we talk about fear and ego versus intuition? Your fear and ego questions, your intuition knows. It makes statements. Do you even care? That's their fear and their ego. We have you are right. So whatever you said to them, you are right. Whatever you're picking up on intuitively, you are right. Ace of Swords, we have 1-1. These two came out together. I want a fresh start with you, but they're too afraid to talk to you. So they need to, get out of that ego and fear if they want a fresh start with you. It could be happening. Ace of Swords, communication. So they're reflecting, gaining clarity here. And remember the song I was channeling, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way. They can find a way. It starts with accountability, is what I'm hearing. Happiness is my priority. So this is someone who could have prioritized other things, even their ego, over happiness. And I feel like you're their happiness. Think about that heart with the 1/2 missing. Missing piece, Vance Joy could be symbolic. I am in so much pain. So they are hurting right now. And, they could have hurt you. I mean, I think they did hurt you, because it says, I take back those words that hurt you. Pride cuts like a knife. I'm seeing the Knight of Swords. Pride cuts like a knife. Words are like weapons. Knight of Swords. What does this person want to say to you? They could have there it is again. I'm too afraid to talk. And they could have got some wrongful advice here. Like if this is someone who masks some of these things that are triggered within a lover's connection, maybe these traits don't come out around the people that they know. Or maybe the people that are around them don't challenge them to change those Knight of Swords behavior, right? It could have been that, their friends, their family was giving them the wrong advice about this connection. Or their friends could have been telling them, there's nothing wrong with the way you communicate. Because maybe they've never cut their friends like a knife from a place of pride. I'm too afraid to talk. We have love me. This person hoping that you still love them. That doesn't make any sense. I'm ready. We'll see what comes out in your energy, person. Not you, them. I'm like, what do you mean you're ready? You're too afraid to talk. How can you be ready? We'll see. Words do hurt. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. My crown chakra just went blah, 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 blah. Like, my crown chakra, like my whole head is tingling right now. That's such confirmation. That's weird. Words do hurt. The reason I mention stuff like this is because a lot of you want to learn how to do stuff like this. Like, how do you get downloads and things like that? That's why I mention it. Or like, what is intuition, fear versus ego? And about meditation and stuff like that. My whole crown chakra is tingling right now. That's funny. Maybe you're going through a crown chakra awakening yourself. Words do hurt. They're having a realization. Some people are self-unaware. They don't know that words hurt. They think that they can take their words back, but words don't just disappear. Sometimes they become a negative narrative in the other person's head. All right, I love that card came out. Words do hurt. So we'll see if the Knight of Swords comes out. We'll see if the Moon comes out, because I was seeing those two cards. All right, so those are the messages. We're getting them at the start this time. Today we're going to do moon cards at the end of this reading. So let's go with this deck and see what is going on here. Let's shuffle. We have the Phoenix, that's good, and the Butterfly. We'll see if they come out. I just saw Soul Contract. It's flipped over. We have the Mask. So they pretended that they didn't care. They pretended that they didn't, maybe they were pretending that they weren't gaslighting you. Maybe they were gaslighting themselves, I'm hearing. Like they said hurtful words to you, and then they were trying to they were trying to convince themselves, essentially gaslighting themselves, that they didn't do anything wrong. Wearing a mask. We have healing heart and not enough. So healing heart. So I feel like you've had to take some time to heal because words do hurt. And we had the not enough. So it can affect your self-esteem, when somebody's being hurtful towards you. I just heard words are like spells. And if you tell someone there's something enough for long enough, they'll believe it. I mean, hurtful words. I guess nice things too. I just don't think that they were being nice to you. Oh, let's cut the deck. That's what we need to do. Let's cut the deck. I want to do it this way. Soul Contract. We have positive mindset. So you could be trying to keep a positive mindset, or this person needs to get into a positive mindset, because I feel like right now that's what's kind of hindering them. I don't know why the band Headley just popped into my mind. That was weird. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. Mask. Hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight and personify. And then we have healing heart. So if somebody, if this person was saying hurtful things and you were telling them, you're being a little bit toxic, or you're being, you're mean, your words hurt. They could have gaslit you. They could have said stuff like, my words shouldn't hurt you, or they could have not understood where you were coming from. They could have been very self-unaware. And when you left to heal, or when you walked away, or they pushed you away because they made you feel like this, perhaps they pretended like they didn't care. So right now I feel like you're healing. I hope they're healing. Well, they did have the star. And then we have this, lacking confidence. That's clear to me right now that they're lacking confidence to come towards you. Self-sabotage. And I talked about that's what happens when our ego and our pride take over. We end up self-sabotaging. Ego and fear. Exactly what I was hearing in my downloads. We have the chaser. So you could have been chasing this person from a place of feeling not enough. You could have been chasing them from ego and fear, you know, afraid that you were going to lose them, or if you didn't chase them. Chasing is an interesting thing, especially in counterpart connections, because a lot of people, like a lot of divine feminines, will say, like, I've never been a chaser, but for some reason I became a chaser in this connection. But it comes from a place of lacking confidence. It comes from a place of fear of abandonment. So this person could have been being, I keep hearing toxic. It's not the best label, but that's what I keep hearing. And you could have kept chasing them or pursuing them. But I think something came to light for you with the dragonfly. I feel like that mask, your mask came off, or your rose-colored glasses came off. And, you know, maybe you realized as you're healing, wait a minute, I was chasing them. I was trying to get them to heal and change. And you can't chase anybody to heal and change. They need to do it themselves. I talk about that all the time. But I feel like you did need to heal from this. And then we have Poker Face, taking a chance. Ace of Swords energy. The initial K could be symbolic. That's a K on that ace. Or it could be JL. Somebody wanting to take a chance here towards you, because I feel like there's mirroring here. I feel like something came to light for you, and something's come to light for them because they had that Ace of Swords. Let's get a few more. Well, isn't this interesting? We have ending on the bottom. Death brings new beginning. Okay, we have 5 cards here. Hang on. Okay, so we have runner here. So it's clear to me that you were chasing a runner. My nose hasn't run yet, though, which if you watch me all the time, you know my nose is always running when there's a runner or when someone's in running energy. So I feel like this person is coming out of runner energy. This is another thing. We have sabotage and rebuild, persistent. So this could have been a situation where you kept trying to make it work, where someone could have a hammered ring, I'm hearing. If you know what I mean, like somebody who does, I have a ring on that somebody used a hammer. Anyway, it just makes like little indentations on it. But you and this person could have kept trying to work on this or rebuild, and you both kept self-sabotaging it. You maybe by chasing, them by running. Actions from a place of fear and ego kept sabotaging it. You kept trying to make it work. And the thing that a lot of us don't realize is sometimes there needs to be that ending so that we can grow and transform and change and heal. I don't feel like this was a one and done, like a one-time thing. I feel like maybe it happened a few times. We have Sword in the Rose, clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection. So something definitely came to light. You were seeing the truth of this situation. Maybe it took you until you started healing. I always say hindsight's 20/20. So maybe you couldn't see it while you were in it, but then when you started healing, you started to realize, wait a minute. Although I think for a lot of you, you saw this. Also, that can be said for your person. Like they might not have seen the error of their ways. I'm seeing somebody who lacks self-awareness. And it can be frustrating if you're someone who has a lot of self-awareness that you were dealing with someone with a lack of self-awareness. I feel like this is your person. You could be in Queen of Swords energy. You could be older than this person I'm hearing, because I was seeing the Knight of Swords and now I'm seeing the Queen of Swords, so they could be younger than you. Knight of Swords also has a fear of intimacy. And we have blowing kiss, unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness and love. So that could be your revelation that you deserve love, that you deserve fairness. Not this, you know, that gaslighting energy or the toxic, hurtful words. You deserve kindness. You could be learning how to unconditionally love yourself right now. And then we have coffee cup. So meeting and talking. So it feels like this person is thinking about taking a chance towards you to meet and talk with you. But I'm going to have to check their energy because there's still some fear here in them. And I don't want them to come in with that sabotage and rebuild. Like the hammer, this person could come in and then end up, I'm hearing bull in a china shop. Maybe they're a Taurus or you're a Taurus. But they could come in, and if they're still in that runner energy, they're just going to sabotage it again. All right. Done with that deck. Let's get an animal card. I want to get an animal card for each of you. My shirt's too big. Oh, wow. We have the dragon. Dissolving of the ego. Glimpsing the self behind the self. More self-awareness. Never-ending story could be symbolic. We have the elephant. Overcoming obstacles. All right. Overcoming obstacles. Let's see what comes out, though. I want to see... I just need a little bit of lotion. Hang on. I just need it for my fingers. Ah, tower moment. All right. Your energy first. My bestie. Your energy. Oh, beautiful. Yes. The frog. Releasing, cleansing, healing. Good for you. So releasing the baggage from this, clearing your energy, especially like the hurtful words that they said to you. Somebody's hurtful words are not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the anger and ego and unhealed whatever inside of them. I can hear my son singing downstairs. The frog, beautiful, rebirth energy. So you're cleansing yourself right now. Maybe you're having a shower or a bath as you listen to this. I like it. I like it. But you have the swan coming out. Twin flame. Or soulmate energy. But this is about stillness. This is about reflection, taking solo time, writing. So you could actually be journaling right now or writing some of this stuff down. Again, if someone's mean to you, if someone gaslights you, if someone says hurtful words to you, acting from a place of pride, you have to remember to look at them and remember that is something that they're projecting outwards that is going on within them. Another reason why I have compassion for really angry people, because it says what's going on inside of them is quite dark. You could be writing, though. This is also about tapping into your intuition, tapping into your inner voice, tapping into your creativity. Mission. I might have to go change my shirt. It's driving me crazy. So the swan, that's beautiful. I've already mentioned it, but I'll read it to you anyway. One of my favorite cards. I say that about a lot of cards, though. Yes, Blue Jay, I hear you. Blue Jay's aggressiveness. So this person could have been quite aggressive with their words. Come on. I'm looking in fire. Maybe somebody's a fire sign. I'm not going to find the swan in fire. Clearing, cleansing, healing. I'm proud of you, Froggy. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Healing is not easy. And there are so many people out there that aren't self-aware and don't want to heal. So I'm always proud of anybody that's willing to heal. This is also about self-care. So learning how to give yourself more self-care. And if you were a chaser, possibly you had a hard time giving to yourself. Maybe you're someone who overextends yourself to others. So focused on self-love. It's also about cleansing, forgiving, and releasing. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. I went to the frog card. So it could be that you're trying to release resentment towards this person, because I've been talking a lot about, I'm not saying I feel bad for your person, but just looking at those downloads I was getting, it's just a reflection of what's going on inside of them. They can't be happy. And remember, in the channeled messages, happiness is my priority now. Anyway, let's go to this one. I don't know why I was in the fire signs. You could be a mystic. Mystical. Elegance. Standing in your power. Heightened creativity. Language, creativity, artistry. The fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. So there's so many people, when they go into a separation or a breakup, they just, they don't see that it's an opportunity to heal, and it's an opportunity to reflect, and it's potent energy. Some people just jump right into another connection, right? I'm not saying that's you, and I'm not judging people who do either. But this is potent energy that you're in. It's not to be taken lightly. Your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. Solo time, writing. So start writing down some of your thoughts. I always say it's not good to keep all those thoughts, especially if you don't have a friend that you can talk to about this stuff. It's not good to keep it all bottled up within you. Imagine a bottle, and every time you have another thought, you're shaking the bottle and shaking it and shaking it and shaking it. Eventually you're going to explode. So I always mention writing your thoughts down, or if you forgive this person, you don't have to tell them you forgive them. You can write it in a letter. Oh, that All Saints song. You could write it in a letter. You can release it with the full moon. If you feel like this person triggered your insecurities, you can write about that. There was a time where I won't go into that story, but there was a time where somebody really triggered my insecurities. And I can remember sitting in a parking lot crying, and it was all just brewing within me. So I took out my phone and I started writing all the things I was feeling. I'm unlovable. I'm in the way. I don't belong. And it was to get it out of me, because I didn't want that feeling in my body anymore. Or if this person, inspired those feelings in you, write those down, get them out of your head. Anything, these hurtful words, write them down, get them out of your head. You can even challenge them. If they told you, I don't know what they said, but if they told you, I don't even want to hazard a guess as to what this person said, but I was hearing good luck finding someone to love you, which is, again, if somebody says that to you, good luck finding someone to love you, what they're really saying is, I'm afraid I won't be able to find anybody else that loves me. Do you know what I mean? It's like that example I give about my kids. My son will tell my daughter, you're a tomato, you're a tomato. And she'll get upset. And I'll say, well, are you a tomato? now, then why are you letting his words get to you? You're not a tomato. You know you're not a tomato. So if this person said something like that to you, think about it. They're really projecting that outward. Or if this person told you, I don't even want to hazard a guess what they told you, but if they told you, like, good luck finding somebody to love you, write that down and then challenge it. I will find someone who loves me. I will love myself. I am worthy of love. Get it out of you, right? Don't let it, words are like weapons. I just heard words are like poison. So if you keep those in and you don't get them out of you and you don't challenge them, think of that poison in your body. I don't know where this stuff comes from. It comes from spirit. All right, so this one. Lovely. Reflect about this. All right, let's get your person's energy. I was seeing the oyster. I would like to see... I was also kind of seeing the fire ant and the Scorpio. So we're going to see what comes out. Your person's energy. Your person's energy. Oh, we have the starfish. That's interesting. Your person could have been superficial. That card can be about, like, being superficial. So this person could have been more focused on, like, having fun, or more focused on material things, or more focused on the way others viewed them. And maybe, their mask came off with you. And what I mean by that is you saw their pride, you saw that lion within. Maybe this person doesn't show that side of themselves to others. That's an interesting one. That's water. That's interesting. They could be feeling like, they could be realizing that they acted in a very superficial or shallow way. It also says gossips. So this person could have been gossiping about this. Feels empty. This is interesting because the starfish talks about feeling like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. This person could have been very reliant on how they looked and what other people thought of them. And you could have been triggering this person's shadows, and if they were lacking self-awareness, they could have been, like, really concerned with how you felt about them, or how... I just feel like their friends were like, no, you're not the problem. I want to get another one for them, though. Show me their person. That's good. Releasing, cleansing, healing. Frogs are not meant to carry a heavy load. So they're unloading burdens, which includes baggage. I'm seeing the 10 of Wands. Baggage, trauma. Oh my gosh, the dragonfly. Things are coming to light. This person, things are coming to light. Revelations. Remember the dragonfly card? That's them. They're realizing there's things they need to change here. And the phoenix, transformation, rebirth. I'm hearing catalytic heart awakening. They're transforming from that tiny little nymph creature in the water to a dragonfly. But look at this. They're sitting on the water. Just like I talk about the butterfly who holds on to the cocoon for a little while. So this person has transformed, but they're still holding on to old. The name Ella could be symbolic. It's given me King of Swords energy as well. Realizations, clarity, that there's things they need to change. That is good. That's good. Air energy, water energy coming out for them. They're in their head. Where's that dragonfly? And then the frog on the bottom, releasing, cleansing, healing. Where is, there it is. The mind. So I feel like this person, listen to this, the quality of your mind and perception. And what did I talk about? I talked about how this person's perception, because they were lacking self-awareness, could have been that they didn't do anything wrong. Their perception could have been that you were the problem. Their perception could have been that they weren't being hurtful. Symbol of the mind, it's always moving, shifting, changing. So they're very much in their head right now, having realizations. The situation at hand may be different than it appears. So they're trying to quiet their mind right now. I feel like they're overthinking about you. And like I said, they're still holding on to past parts of themselves, like the fear. I'm too afraid to talk to you. They know you are right. Remember that. Well, that's good. Sometimes I get this like a little bit of protective big sister energy over you guys. Even if I'm younger or older than you, I don't care. I'm a younger sister. It's not mother bear energy. It's like big sister energy. Where are you, Phoenix? Transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges. I wrote down burning bridges. There goes my crown chakra again, tingling. The essence of the phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering too long and something must change. That song, The Burned Bridge. Oh, did I mention diabetes? For some reason I wrote down diabetes. I don't think I mentioned it. Anyway. Oh my God. I just said releasing baggage, even though the frog doesn't talk about releasing baggage. The great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and the dead weight fall into the ashes, and a lightness and clarity emerge. And the dragonfly card talks about lightness. This one that came out in this deck. Thank you, Spirit. That was magical. That was freaking magical. All right, there's one more deck I want to get. Hang on. I want to get this one. I just want to get a few from this one. Crown chakra. Is that you? Magic. We have divine feminine. And I was talking about the crown chakra, divine feminine energy, compassion, nurturing, receptivity, the peacock energy, divine feminine coming out. That's lovely. Whoa, we have action, and we have twin flames when you know you know. What's happening here? We also have surprise call, blast from the past. So that's really interesting because they're slipping out of my hands. That's really interesting because we have action here. Twin flame. Heart chakra. Catalytic heart awakening. Remember, I said it. All right, let's see what comes out. Unhealthy attachments. Releasing, cleansing, healing, burning away. Codependency, avoidant, anxiety or anxious attachment, anxious avoidant. And we had the runner and chaser come out, remember? We have breathe. This is giving me that frog. Listen, this is giving me that frog energy that we had, releasing, cleansing, healing. It talked about breath work. One of those talked about breath work, one of your persons, the dragonfly. And we have control, breaking free from control, resisting control, releasing control, I'm hearing. All right. That could be you resisting or releasing control over an outcome here as well. Stillness. The swan was about sitting in stillness. Maybe you're working on breath work and releasing control and releasing anxious attachment or chaser energy. Okay, so there's the action again. Okay, so we have rage, hothead, angry, temper. Make sense? It's everything we were talking about. So your person was acting from a triggered place. Your person was acting from a place of ego, from a place of rage. I was seeing that Knight of Swords, hurtful words. Words are like weapons. I want to take back the words that I said. What's even more interesting is we have father wounds. So this could have come from a father wound. They could have grown up watching their father be like that. And again, I'm not here making excuses. I'm trying to help people understand that there's a reason humans are the way they are. People are the way they are. It happens early on in childhood. We start getting programmed. People say, I don't want to turn into my parents, but I'm thinking of Fly Away Home, where the baby birds, the first thing they see, they think is their mother, right? And then their mother teaches them how to do everything. They follow their mother. They learn everything from their mother. That's the same with human beings. And just because you heal and you're self-aware doesn't mean that everybody else is. This says healing inner child. So I feel like this stems from a father wound or a mother wound, and it also could have triggered your father wound. So you could have been very triggered by their behavior if they were like your father. It's funny that came out. I kept thinking about my father during a little while ago when we were talking about this kind of stuff. And then we have twin flame, rapid movement forward. So it feels like they're starting to heal that hothead energy, that anger, that temper. Again, it's like the example I gave about you writing and getting things out. Otherwise, you're like a pop bottle that's being shaken. Same with somebody who's full of anger and wounding. If that's how they were with you, imagine what's going on internally within them. If they can say hurtful words to you, imagine what they say to themselves. Up there. Let's get a few more. My video is about to run out. Hang on. get a few more. We have someone having a realization here. Okay, that makes sense. We have passion, third eye chakra, chemistry, desire, intuition, meditation, trust. So clearly there's a lot of chemistry between you. You could be needing to trust your intuition, especially, let me just say this, if this person pops up, okay, you have to listen to your intuition, even if you have this burning desire to be with them. You don't want to start chasing again. So if they come in and they're still being that hothead, you might have to ignore your passion and listen to your intuition, I'm hearing. But you could be meditating right now, I'm hearing. But this is kind of what I was looking at in the channeled messages. So there's like a lack of confidence. They have, I'm ready. I want a fresh start. I'm too afraid to talk to you. So it feels like this person, you could feel like they're going to reach out to you. Your intuition, especially this chemistry, this desire, like if you feel intuitively, maybe you feel like they're coming back or they're going to pop up. I feel like this person is just building up the courage to come forward. It's like they have the green light, but they're still lacking a little bit of confidence here. They're having realizations here. Awakening. Water energy. 2 more. Okay. Mother wounds, healing. So you probably both have wounding that you're working on. So this person could have father wounds, or they could have, remember I said or mother. So they could actually have a mother wound that's triggering your father wound, or they could have a father wound that's triggering your mother wound. Maybe this person never learned how to nurture themselves. Like maybe their mother wasn't very nurturing. Maybe in their house, it was like that when there was conflict. But healing mother wounds, healing father wounds, and then we have change, transformation, preparation, 555. And I talked about how it holds on to, the butterfly holds on to that cocoon for a little while, building the courage to let go. Surprise call. Let's just confirm that. Yeah, look, confirming it. Action, rapid forward movement. So this person getting together, celebration, that's like a little bit of reunion energy. It says getting together. Or maybe you unexpectedly pop into them at a party if you're not long distance. But they've definitely, it's like they're waiting for that strength, that Leo energy to come in and take action. They have the green light. So it could come out of nowhere, but I think you know this is coming. And if this person is phoenixing and healing unhealthy attachments and inner child healing, masculine energy, they would be going through rapid change and rapid growth, 8 of Wands. All right, let's get tarot. Yeah, tarot. Why do I feel like I'm missing a deck? I am. Where did that deck go? I don't know. I guess I'm not meant to use it. We have the Tower. So this person having revelations. There's also an eagle back there. And the eagle is symbolic of being thrown into the fire for the sake of your own transformation. Your person could like pink. All right, let's see. We have 5 of Swords in reverse. That's good. Because Your person, definitely Five of Swords, self-sabotage, hurtful words, hurtful arguments, anger, actions from a place of fear, which creates a war, right? Five of Swords in reverse shows healing that. It shows wanting to make amends for that war. Stop the war. I was seeing the moon card from this deck, which is why I got it. So let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, that makes more sense. Page of Swords, interested in talking to you. Waiting for the right time. Someone could be a DJ. Page of Wands, definitely feeling inspired to take action. Releasing baggage and burdens, 10 of Wands in reverse. All right. So let's see. Let's just get one card for you. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So I don't feel like you're reaching out to this person. I don't feel like you're giving them any of your energy. And, you know, Six of Pentacles in reverse, that shows there was unreciprocated love here. Unreciprocated effort. Yes, that's good. You're giving to yourself. You're no longer, this is like, to me, that's you no longer giving to situations that don't give back to you. Because Six of Pentacles is about equal give and take, and it feels like you are giving to yourself right now. You're no longer engaging in things where there's not affection returned or fairness and balance. Nine of Pentacles is very nice. That's glow up energy. It's independent. It's self-sufficient. It's whatever I need, I can give to myself. Six of Cups in reverse. You could be thinking about the good times with this person with Six of Cups in reverse. That Nine of Pentacles is very positive. I don't think you're reaching out to this person. I want to see how you're feeling about them. Five of Cups in reverse. One more. Three of Swords. Three of Pentacles. So there's like this energy that you would like to, maybe you feel like this person needs a mediator or a counselor. You could have met them through work, or they could have hurt you through work, or I don't know. Something work related could be here. But Three of Pentacles is about wanting to have, it's kind of like the Six of Pentacles. You want to be on the same page. You want to work as a team. You want things to be fair, balanced. Three of Swords. So there is a separation here. They did hurt you, but you're healing that. Exactly what those other cards were. Five of Cups in reverse is you're no longer sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. You're no longer licking your wounds. You are healing from past wounding, possibly even from your childhood, is what we were seeing. This is actually really good. Healing from past wounds. No longer giving to situations that don't give to you or meet your or reciprocate your energy. You're no longer overextending yourself to others. You're learning how to give to yourself, how to heal yourself. Maybe you even feel like you could help this person, but you know maybe you feel like they're not ready to hear what it takes to heal. Or maybe you understand that you can't force people to heal. So you've stopped overextending yourself. I feel like there's some very important wounds that you're healing here with the Five of Cups in reverse and the Three of Swords. Now, the Five of Cups in reverse also talks about how, you know, things are starting to look up in your energy, but there's this hope that maybe this person will want to rekindle things once they heal. All right, so let's get your person's energy. Show me their person's energy. Huh? What? I'm surprised by this. We have the Emperor. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Getting out of their head. New perspectives. And we were seeing that in... That's my son singing, if you could hear that. In the Dragonfly card, we were getting that new perspective. So, and the Ace of Swords with it. So this person is having new perspectives, having a breakthrough moment, having epiphanies about things that happened within this connection. This Emperor energy, they're surprising me a little. Because judgment, okay. They're trying to make a judgment call. They're doing a lot of self-evaluation right now, awakening. That's really good. And they know they have to step up and lead here. That's interesting. This person has a panther. They have hand tattoos, a sleeve. But they also wear a ring on their middle finger. But they also have a panther tattoo, which the panther reminds me of anything that's unnecessary is leaving. Like anything that doesn't... Anything from the lower version of themselves that doesn't serve them is being removed. We also had the cheetah come out in that deck, which is masculine energy. Rapid change and rapid growth. So they've had a breakthrough, an epiphany, and I want to say they're evolving into the divine masculine right now. I don't know if they're like in divine masculine energy right now. This is also about releasing limiting beliefs and releasing lack of self-confidence. It's also about, I always talk about how the Eight of Swords can be trauma that keeps us stuck. And remember, this person is no longer running or denying what they need to change. So they are in a more Emperor energy. That surprises me. I don't know why that surprised me. King of Swords, the Dragonfly. They're seeing this clearly. Maybe they're a teacher. Maybe they read music. All right. Well then, how are they feeling about you? So, Temperance in reverse for how they feel about you. So they know there was something unbalanced here. Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius energy. I didn't mention any other signs. We have Aries, we have Aries, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So for how they feel about you, Temperance in reverse. I'm hearing unfair power dynamics. We also have the Six of Wands in reverse. So they neglected you. They know it. Bruised ego. So for how they feel about you, you could have shed some light on a bruised ego that needed to be healed. They know they overlooked you, that they neglected you. And when it comes to you, they are lacking confidence. How interesting. And they're being encouraged to reflect on their growth before they come towards you. Temperance in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse. They know they neglected you, that they didn't give to this connection the way they should have. I feel like they know, I don't know if they know these words, but they're realizing their ego is bruised. Or they were acting from a place of pride. That song, Too proud to tell you I was wrong. That they were reckless with you. They're feeling stress and anxiety when it comes to you because they made you feel neglected. They're reflecting carefully about what needs to change. So they are reflecting about what they need to change in order to come towards you. Again, good. But they're lacking the confidence to come towards you, which is what we were seeing in those cards. So once they get that confidence, green light, that's when they'll pop up. I want to get a few more I want to get another one for how they're feeling about you. How do they feel about you? The Empress, Divine Feminine. I'm hearing that this person's mother could have been very cold and you weren't, and possibly that triggered them. The Empress, so they feel like you're very focused on yourself right now. They feel like you're very nurturing, very down to earth, but you're not chasing them. That's beautiful. You're irreplaceable, one of a kind, I'm hearing. Taurus, Libra, Ace of Wands in reverse for how they feel. So they feel like you're not taking any action towards them. And they know they need to step up, the Emperor, because you're not taking any action. We've got counterparts here. They see you as their counterpart or their person, their other half, the Heart. Missing piece, Vance Joy. Strength. You triggered them. You triggered their ego. And they know they have to work up the courage to come towards you because look at you. You're not even looking at them. Somebody could have blue hair. I also, in that shadow reading, I think I mentioned it. I don't know when I'm posting it. I mentioned Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Her hair reminds me of Clementine's hair. That movie could be symbolic. I think his name was Joel. I can't remember though. I kind of want to see what their perception of the past was. What was their perception of the past? What was their perception of the past? Or what is their perception of the past? Okay. So their perception of the past is something was out of balance. Something was Two of Pentacles on the bottom. So they could have had a hard time prioritizing this connection over other things. Maybe they were inconsistent with you. Their perception of the past was a connection that wasn't easy. They could have been defensive. You really could have triggered their defensiveness. We've got Page of Pentacles in reverse. So their perception is that they neglected you. They neglected this connection. Maybe they neglected self-improvement with the Nine of Wands. They fought self-improvement, lack of growth. We have the Page of Cups. So they have new perspectives. That's interesting because I'm asking about their perspective about the past. So they do have a new perspective about the past. And what happened here? Possibly that they triggered, you triggered their inner child because they're doing parental wounding, healing. You could be a tarot reader, or maybe they know you watch tarot just because there's tarot cards there. Their perception is that they were immature. Maybe they didn't open up to you enough in a vulnerable way and were defensive with you when you triggered their wounding. Let's see what their intentions are. What are their intentions? King of Cups, strength to build. Listen, Their intentions: to cultivate a strong relationship with you, to work up the courage to reach out to you and admit their feelings or be vulnerable. This is someone, you know what? I would say that in the past, that was your person. They couldn't deal with their emotions and they reacted in that angry way. This in the upright is someone whose intentions are to come in and show you that they've healed. Their intentions, 9 of Cups, to come in a positive mindset, a confident mindset, to work up the courage to come towards you. And come towards you. This is someone with a balance of head and heart. The King of Cups doesn't get... The Shadow can, but the King of Cups in the upright keeps their cool in conflict. They don't react negatively. It's also about putting in more effort. Let's see what action they're taking. What action are they taking? One more. Did you see that? That was the best thing I've ever seen. It's the 5 of Wands in reverse. I don't know if you could see what that did. I'm pretty sure it was in the upright, and then when it flipped, I don't know if you saw that. That was funny. It's in the reverse. So the 5 of Wands in reverse. 3 of Pentacles. So they want to get on the same page. This is about wanting to reconnect with you and work things out and compromise. The World. So the end of a chapter, the beginning of a new one. 10 of Cups. Coming home. Returning home. Choosing happiness over their ego. Resolution, end of conflict, building a bridge. 5 of Wands in reverse. And if you look at that, those two people are on opposite teams. They're meant to be fighting, but they have an arm around each other. I don't mean like fighting, but they're meant to be on opposite teams, but they're actually embracing each other. Resolution. What are you? 8 of Pentacles. What is that I'm hearing? I have 2 songs playing at the same time in my head. One of them is an ABBA song, I think. It's not, I can't even hear the lyrics, I just hear the tune. And then I'm hearing, please God, don't let me be misunderstood. But it's like to the tune of the ABBA song, so that's really confusing for me, Spirit. What are those songs I'm hearing? Anyway, 8 of Pentacles, I'll worry about that later. 8 of Pentacles, that's about dedicated effort and commitment and wanting to work on things, wanting a renewal, wanting to invest their time and energy. I just heard, you can do it, put your back into it. That's good. I mean, you know how I feel about timing. It'll happen when it needs to. But we do have 5 days to 10 months. I don't know. Let's see if Spirit will tell me anything about timing. That came out so quick. 6 weeks. That was interesting how quick that came out. 6 weeks. All right. What is your advice about this person? What is your advice about this person? That didn't come out. Okay. So I do feel like you are attracting this in right now. Your advice is to not be pessimistic. You have the Sun in reverse here. So there's something about not being pessimistic. So if you're being pessimistic or negative that this person can't heal or that this will never happen, raise your vibration. We have a guitar there. Raise your vibration. because you can call this in. You have the Queen of Wands here, so you can call this in. You can magnetize this to you. But if you have like a negative outlook or pessimism, it kind of shuts off that magnetic pull is what I'm hearing. Also, focus on yourself right now. Focus on your glow up. Focus on your creativity, the swan. Perhaps being a leader to others or shining your light in some way. Mr. Crow confirms. Mr. Crow says, yeah, do it. Get on your mission. But this is about releasing that pessimistic mindset and releasing negativity. Also, I'm hearing don't take your own energy for granted. And what I mean by that, maybe you have a gift as like with music that you need to share with the world, but don't overlook how that pessimistic energy, which I didn't see anything about you being in a pessimistic energy, but don't overlook how that can stop you from attracting in. High vibes, finding fulfillment, focusing on happiness. You know, that's what makes you a magnet. Also, I think this person knows they took you for granted. All right. Focus on your own self-evaluation. I think it's easy for us to sit around and point fingers. Well, they did this and they did that. Focus on your self-reflection. Let them focus on theirs. I'm saying that because judgment is on the bottom. And just side note, judgment is about heeding the inner call towards your mission. So I have to mention it. I'm going to do a mission reading before I go away to Florida as well. So let's get you some moon cards. Remember, I was seeing the gibbous moon. We have Pisces energy. I think I need to release this shirt. I think maybe work on releasing what no longer serves you, or I don't know. This shirt's got to go. A win-win outcome is forecast. Libra energy. A win-win outcome is forecast. And that's what I mean about surrendering, letting go of the outcome. A win-win outcome is forecast. You know? Door A, this person heals. They come back. You reconciliate. You're happy. Door number 2, you focus on your healing. You attract in some high vibrational type of love. Like if you don't want this person, you attract in some kind of soulmate, high vibrational love. A win-win outcome. You know how some movies have alternate endings? That's what I'm hearing. Work through your fears. Work through whatever fears you have right now. Have faith in your dreams. Work through your fears, even your fears around your mission. Remember how I talked about if you're full of fear, write down those fears and then challenge them. All right. What do you need to hear? Surrender to the divine. So perhaps you had to surrender to the divine. We have emotions are running high. So that shows me there was very triggered emotions in this connection and in this person. We already talked about it. I feel like they were very triggered. Your hard work is paying off. So even if things feel a little stuck, your hard work is paying off. The healing that you're doing, the reflecting that you're doing, the growth that you're doing. Bring love into the situation. And I talked about love and compassion and understanding. Aquarius. And we have luck is on your side, Sagittarius. Believe it, affirm it. Luck is on your side. Let's get a few more. I just got to go to a different video. My phone just started playing Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars. So talk to the moon. If you want to talk to this person, talk to the moon instead. Tell it to the moon. going to get a couple more. These cards are shuffling weird. Hang on. One more. Look at the bigger picture. A personal issue reaches resolution. So look at the bigger picture. Gibbous moon. There it is. Gibbous moon. A personal issue reaches resolution. You are very close to achieving your goal. You're so close. Don't stop now. Try again. Don't give up. Confidence is your key. That's your person. Also you, remember the sun. Have confidence in this. Have confidence in yourself, even if it's about your mission. But it's also, this is about your person. They need to have confidence if they're coming towards you. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. That is what, that swan, that's the energy of that swan. Look at the bigger picture. This is healing, potent energy, not to be taken lightly or for granted. Look at the bigger picture of what's going on here. Not just at what is staring at you in the 3D. The energy is gaining momentum. Good, good. And that's, oh, that's waxing moon. And I was hearing waxing gibbous moon. So your message for that waxing gibbous moon download, the energy is gaining momentum. You're close to achieving your goals. Think about everyone who's ever accomplished something or been successful. They wouldn't have if they gave up right before they hit their goal, right? Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.